In just a few decades, the internet has taken over almost every part of our lives. Everything from chatting with friends to buying groceries happens online. But how did this powerful tool that connects billions of people around the world even come to exist? Where did it all begin, and how has it changed over time? To really understand the internet we use every day, let's take a look at its origins and how it has evolved from a simple network of computers into the digital giant it is today. The internet story actually started way back in the early 1900s when the famous inventor Nikola Tesla talked about the idea of a world wireless system that could connect the globe. But it wasn't until the 1960s that this dream began to take shape. A man named J.C.R. Licklider from MIT University was one of the first to imagine a connected world. He called it the intergalactic network. During the Cold War, things really started moving. In 1957, the Soviet Union launched the Sputnik satellite, which scared the US into thinking about how to keep their information safe, even in case of a nuclear attack. This led to the creation of ARPANET, Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, in 1969. ARPANET was the first network that allowed multiple computers to communicate with each other. It was a huge deal because it laid the foundation for what would eventually become the internet. Here's a fun fact. The first message sent over ARPANET was supposed to be login, but the system crashed after just 2 letters, sending only low. With ARPANET up and running, it was clear that connecting computers was possible. But the problem was, the way these computers communicated wasn't very smooth or standardized. That's where 2 guys, Robert Kahn and Vinton Cerf, stepped in during the 1970s. They came up with something called TCP/IP, Transmission Control Protocol Internet Protocol, which was basically a set of rules for how data should be sent and received between computers. On January 1st, 1983, ARPANET switched over to using TCP/IP, marking what many consider the official birth of the internet. This was a major milestone because it allowed different kinds of computers on various networks to communicate with each other, setting the stage for the global internet we know today. With TCP/IP in place, the internet started to grow, but it wasn't anything like what we see today. In the early days, it was mostly just a bunch of static pages linked together. This was what we now call Web 1.0. Back then, websites were pretty basic. They were like digital brochures, filled with text and maybe a few images, but they weren't very interactive. If you wanted to read something, you could, but that was about it. There wasn't any way to comment, share, or interact with others on the site. It was like a one-way street where information was just pushed out to the users. But as more people started getting online in the late 1990s, things began to change. Developers wanted to make the web more dynamic, where people could do more than just read. They could also contribute. This led to the rise of Web 2.0, which brought about a whole new era of user-generated content, social networking, and interactivity. Websites like MySpace, Facebook, and YouTube started popping up, allowing people to connect with each other, share videos, and even create their own content. Web 2.0 made the internet a much more social and engaging place, turning users from passive consumers into active participants. But before Web 2.0 could really take off, there was a huge bump in the road, the dot-com bubble. In the late 1990s, there was a massive boom in internet-based companies, or dot-coms. Investors were throwing money at anything that had a .com in its name, thinking it would be the next big thing. For a while, it seemed like everyone was getting rich off the internet. But then, in 2000, the bubble burst. Many of these companies failed because they didn't have real business models or ways to make money. The stock market crashed and billions of dollars were lost. However, from the ashes of the dot-com bubble, Web 2.0 started to rise. The internet became more stable and mature. Companies like Google and Amazon, which survived the crash, became giants, and new social media platforms started to emerge. This was the beginning of a more connected and interactive web. As Web 2.0 became the norm, the internet kept evolving. Now, we're on the brink of something even more groundbreaking, Web 3.0. This new version of the web is all about decentralization, which basically means that instead of big companies controlling most of the internet, power is being spread out. Web 3.0 is being built on blockchain technology, the same stuff behind cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. This technology allows for a more secure, private, and user-controlled internet. One of the big ideas behind Web 3.0 is that users will own their data. Today, companies like Facebook and Google make money by collecting and selling our data. But with Web 3.0, you could control who gets to see your information and even get paid if you decide to share it. It's a huge shift from how things work now. Another cool part of Web 3.0 is the rise of smart contracts, self-executing contracts where the terms of the agreement are directly written into code. This means that transactions can happen automatically without needing a middleman, like a bank or a lawyer. But Web 3.0 isn't just about decentralization, it's also about making the web smarter. Using AI, the web can understand and process information more like a human. This could mean better search results, more personalized experiences, and smarter apps. Imagine a web where everything is connected and intelligent, making it easier to find exactly what you're looking for or getting recommendations that really fit your needs. Web 3.0 promises to be more user-focused, efficient, and secure, taking the internet to a whole new level. Looking even further ahead, the internet's next big step is the Metaverse. This is a virtual world where people can interact with each other and digital environments in a more immersive way. Think of it like a massive, interconnected virtual reality where you can hang out with friends, work, play games, and even shop, all in a digital space. Companies like Facebook, now Meta, are investing heavily in making the metaverse a reality. It's like the internet, but instead of just looking at a screen, you're inside the experience. So to wrap up our video, the internet has come a long way, from a simple network of computers to a complex web that connects billions of people. As we move into the era of Web 3.0 and beyond, the possibilities seem endless. Thanks for watching, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more on history.